back and let you know it is 8 o'clock and I have finished my water. So we went all day Thursday and all day Friday until 8 o'clock Saturday morning, where I got the last of the water in here, and this is about halfway full. So I'm pretty excited. We're gonna call it 2 days because I think I can shave off those hours into today, somewhere in the 2 days. So we'll say it takes me about 2 days to drink a gallon of water. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I know that my wellness coach will be excited about that as well. And yeah, so now and I'm so sorry, y'all, I didn't film myself cooking this, but basically what I did is I took some I don't know if you can see that, I sliced some baby yellow gold potatoes, sliced those up, and I sliced up some onion, and in a Pyrex dish I sprayed it down, and then I seasoned the potatoes with pepper, sazon, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika, and with a little olive oil, tossed them, and then I put a layer down, a layer of onions, and then a layer of potato, a layer of onions, and then I scrambled eggs. I beat up some eggs and poured it on top of that. I let it go in the oven on 400 degrees for about 45 minutes, and it's all done. I love potatoes and onions, but I did not feel like standing over the stove with to cook the potatoes. I have my starch and I have my protein in the eggs. I don't have any veggies in this morning, but I'm going to allow myself not to have that. I could have threw in some mushrooms, onions, well, I did onions, mushrooms, and bell pepper. But I'll make up for it in my next meal. So that is what I'm going to eat so that I can take my medicine. And I am starting a little late because I was asleep at 6. No, I wasn't. I done accidentally skipped a meal somehow. Anyway, so I would have eaten at 6:30, 9:30. So we'll call this my 6:30 meal. Actually, we're gonna call it 9:30 meal because I know I'm not gonna be wanting to eat something at 9:30. So we're between 6:30 and 9:30. I'll figure it out. I'll make up for it. But yeah, that's gonna do it. So from Thursday, Friday, my water into 8 o'clock Saturday morning, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to trying to figure out how to get those last 8 hours compressed into those 2 days so I can, you know, be drinking a gallon of water in 2 days. So I'll keep y'all posted. Okay, alrighty. Hey y'all, I am back, and today is Sunday the 17th, and you just finished watching the clip that I had left over from yesterday. This is a whole nother day, and I am preparing to let's see, it is 7:33. I've been up maybe 2 hours, I think. Anyway, I decided to fix me some breakfast rice, and I have leftover Japanese melon, so that's what I'm eating. And I have my supplement that I have to drink, and I also have my water. I had me some coffee this morning already, and one of the things that I am going to do is I'm actually going to prepare my face because I need to wax today. So I no shame. I mean, as you get older, your hormones start doing all kinds of things, and you know, so you just have stuff going on that you need to take care of. So I need to groom myself. Usually Sundays is my self-care day anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll take care of this area and then this area and cleanse my face real good. And I need to go out today. I woke up and it was raining. Y'all know I love the rain. I don't like being in the rain, so I'm hoping that I can get back in before the rain starts back up. Wasn't raining too terribly bad, but it definitely was coming down pretty steady. So one of the reasons I'm going out is because, y'all, I went out yesterday, could have got my eyebrows waxed, didn't even think about it till I already made it home. So I'm gonna go out. I have to go out today anyway, and I have a couple of things that I need to take care of. So while I am out, I'm going to go ahead and freshen up my eyebrows, and I need to go over to Burlington because I'm looking for an outfit for myself and an outfit for my husband for our anniversary dinner. And then I need to go over to Dollar Tree because I'm making they're not goodie bags. I'm making these bags for people to take home with them from our anniversary party dinner. It's not a party, anniversary dinner, and I want them to have some keepsakes. So I need to go and see if I can find some other things to put in there. I got a few things already. I don't want anything cheap, but I'm definitely going to check the dollar store because there may be some things in there that I decide I want to go ahead and add to the bag. So I also, my best friend suggested that I go check the liquor store because y'all know how they have those little shot bottles or whatever. She thought a couple of those or some little mini wine bottles or something would also, because this is an adult party, would be nice to put inside the bags too. So I'm going to check that out and see what appeals to me, because I really want everyone to walk away from this dinner feeling like that they helped us celebrate our 35th wedding anniversary. I also have to make one stop. I can't say what it is because my husband watches my videos. So I do not want to say what it is, because if I say what it is, then he'll find out, and that's just not what I want to happen. So I also need to, well, I said I need to go to Walmart, but I may not have to go to Walmart because I think I got what I needed from Amazon. We're going to check and see. And that's about it for the errands. Then I can be back in. I do have some other filming that I need to do. There's a couple product reviews that I need to do. They're not sponsored, but usually what I do is when I find things that I really like, I try to go ahead and do a review on them, and so that way everybody else already knows like what I'm using and why I like it, and you know how easy it is to use and things like that. So I have some things that I've been using for a while that I want to make a video about, just so that y'all can get like an update product review. There are some things that I've been using for years and years and years and I'm still using. So I don't think I'm gonna circle back on any of those because y'all can go check those videos out. But yeah, so there are some things that I want to review. So I need some videos. I have videos that I need to film. So that's going to be one of the goals that I have today. I do have my session with my wellness coach today as well. Looking forward to that because I know we're going to be exercising, but I think we're going to be doing something else. I know she mentioned it, but I can't remember what it was. But anyway, yes, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here real quick, prep my face. I already have my wax pot, heating up. And so I'll go ahead and take care of that. I'm not going to leave the house until I finish doing that, because not really, especially on a Sunday, not really much is open before 9 o'clock. So I have a few hours before, a couple of hours before I need to head out anyway. Y'all, I'm so excited. I don't think I've ever been this excited before with regard to like the Thanksgiving holiday. I don't take time off for Thanksgiving. We get Thanksgiving off, but not the day after. So I usually always have to drive in to work or go to work or whatever the day after Thanksgiving. But the reason I'm so excited about Thanksgiving is because it puts us closer to my anniversary, because we got married the 1st of December, and so it's our anniversary is always just a few days after Thanksgiving. And this year is a huge milestone for us. So yeah, it's been pretty awesome just thinking about it. And every time I say the number, it's like, oh my God, it just does not seem like it's been that long, but it has. It really has. And I'm just really grateful. Needless to say, it has not been easy. Anybody who's in a long-term relationship, who's been married, you know that you are two individual people with your own personalities, your own desires, your own needs. And so sometimes those things don't come together as smoothly as you would like them to. Sometimes they actually butt up against each other and cause friction. But if you just purpose yourself, because I'm gonna tell you right now, communication is key. And there have been times where I've said to my husband, our communication is trash. Because I feel like sometimes, and it's not just with him, it's in different situations as well, but I feel like sometimes I'm not being heard because I'm basing that feeling off of the response I'm getting from the person that I'm dealing with. And so it's very hard when it's your spouse, because you want to feel like you're always being heard. And so you have to really practice active listening when it comes to people that you love, because sometimes that emotion can get in the way. And if you're not allowing yourself to move past the feeling of what you're dealing with and just listen, you have to listen for things that they're not saying. You have to pay attention to body language. You have to pay attention to facial expression. You have to pay attention to all of that, because all of that is communication. Some people, they are 100% focused on verbal communication, and that's not the only form of communication. You know, you have nonverbal, which is your facial expressions and your body language, and you know, even something as simple as your eye movement and things like that. Because sometimes I'll say, you know, why are you looking like that? And he'll be like, what are you talking about? And we don't realize that we make these facial expressions and we're not aware of them, but the person that's looking at us can see it. It's very, very obvious. And so when they say, I don't, like my daughter, she does this thing where she goes, I don't know, how am I looking? And so I have to explain it, and then she'll be like, oh, okay, so it actually lines up with what she was thinking. But she wasn't aware that her face was telling the story. So I do that a lot. And so people look at me and be like, why do you keep asking me what's, you know, why am I looking like that? And it's because you're looking a particular way, and you may not be aware of it, but you can't get upset at the person that's asking you that, because just because you're not aware of it doesn't mean it didn't happen. And so, yeah, so when people say that to me, I don't question what they're referring to, because usually if they ask me that, it's in line with whatever I'm thinking. And then I'll say, oh, I'm not really sure what you're referring to, but just now I was thinking X, Y, and Z. This is what was on my mind. This is what I was processing. So maybe that's what you saw. A lot of people have a tendency, when people say, oh, why are you looking like that? They get offended. And it's like, don't get offended or don't become defensive. Just take responsibility for the fact that you could possibly be putting off an energy that's causing your facial expression to alter according to whatever that energy or whatever that thought is. And just participate in the conversation. And so it's a very, very difficult process, and it's something that I have been learning over the last year and a half. And it's something, am I a perfect communicator? No, not by any means. Sometimes my emotions are extremely high and I can't hear the person that's trying to communicate with me. I can't process the thoughts that I need to process based on what they're saying to me, because I'm all in my feelings. But I noticed that the minute I decide to stop paying attention to how I feel and start paying attention to what they're saying and what they're communicating to me, I can actually process it in a more responsible and mature way. So, and then I can turn around and give them feedback based on what they're saying to me. And it's a hard thing to do, but if you practice it enough, eventually it does get easier for you to do it naturally. So that's one thing I want to challenge y'all to do. Just take one relationship, take one instance. You're watching this video, whatever day you're watching this video, just take one instance of communicating with somebody. And when you find that you are feeling something in that moment, just say to yourself, I'm not going to pay attention to the feelings. I'm going to pay attention to the conversation. Regardless of how difficult that might be, just don't allow so much of what you're feeling to deposit itself into that moment. Take your emotions and just kind of sit them to the side for a second and actually listen to the person who's speaking to you. Sometimes a person can be communicating that they're hurt, that they're confused, that they're upset. There's so many things that can be coming out of that conversation that you're not aware of. You could have said something or behaved in a way that is hurtful to somebody else, but if all you're focused on is being defensive about the fact that they're reacting to what happened, then you don't know that you don't know how your behavior contributed to whatever, all the confusion that's going on. But if you just take a moment and listen to that person, they may be saying to you, hey, you know, it really hurt me when you said, or hey, it really hurt me when you did, or it really hurt me when you didn't, you know. And then you could say, okay, well, this is what I meant by what I said, or I didn't realize that I did that, or I didn't realize that I didn't this, that, and the other. And so sometimes, you know, not sometimes, but all the times when I tell people, you know, it's your responsibility to communicate to me, especially when you feel like I'm doing something that is that triggers a negative reaction from you. And the reason I say it's your responsibility, because if somebody does or says something to me that triggers a negative reaction, I don't have a problem speaking up. I don't have a problem saying, hey, you know, like sometimes people that are close to me, I might be like, you good today? You know, because I noticed that you seem a little snippy, or, you know, whatever's going on. And, you know, I'll be like, okay, because, you know, when I approached you, my intention was this, that, and the other, but you seem like you didn't feel like being bothered. Well, and sometimes they'll be like, okay, I got a lot going on, you know, whatever. And I don't, you know, if you can justify your behavior, not to say bad behavior should be justified, but if you could justify your behavior, at least explain to me what might be happening. I'm easy. It's easier for me to like forgive the moment. I'm not gonna say forgive you, because you're reacting according to whatever's going on, and I don't have anything to do with that. But I just kind of fell into that position. But I can forgive the moment and just be like, okay, I get it, right? So let's try that today, okay? Hey y'all, so I'm back, and right now I'm going to show you what I am making. I went ahead and I made my version of curry chicken, and so that's what we're going to be having for dinner tonight. So I'm going to flip you around. And what I did is I took some chicken legs and I washed them real good, seasoned them up, cut up some mushrooms, onions, and bell pepper, added some olive oil with my spices, and then I added some broth, put it in the oven, and let it cook. The length of time that it's going to cook is going to depend on when you're actually serving this, because if you're meal prepping, you obviously are not going to cook your chicken until it's just falling off the bone, because you're going to microwave it or reheat it or whatever. So you're not eating raw chicken, people. So usually when I cook, if I'm not going to serve it right away, then I cook it till it's about 95% done, and then I take it out. And then the thing of it is, meat holds heat. So the meat is going to continue cooking anyway. And so when I go ahead and reheat the meat, when it's time for me to eat, it's going to, anything that's not done, which is not going to be much at all, is going to be perfectly done when it's time for you to eat it. Same thing when you do steak and stuff like that. If you're a person who likes medium well or well, if you're not going to be serving your steak at that particular time, but you're going to end up reheating the steak, you're going to cook it about 60 to 70% done, and then you're going to either reheat it on the stove or in the microwave, or however you heat it the next day. That way it doesn't get dry. So fun fact, good tip. Those of y'all who don't understand it, I can't help you with that, but meat continues to cook even when you take it out of the oven, especially when you put it in a sauce like this. Then I took it out of the oven. As you can see, the meat is falling out. Well, not falling off the bone. It's pulling away from the bone. It's still cooking. I am going to put it back in the oven for another 10 minutes because this is our dinner for today, even though we'll be reheating because it's pretty early. But it's not going to dry it out because it's in a sauce. That's number one. And number two, because we're eating it the same day. But I did put over the chicken some curry. I put the curry on last. I just put the curry in, and then I also added some coconut milk. Okay, organic coconut milk. So that is, it started out with the broth and the juices from the chicken, along with the vegetables, the spices. I added a little olive oil, and then I added the curry and coconut milk last. And I'm going to put it back in the oven. I would say this cooked about maybe 40 minutes, maybe 30 to 40 minutes. And now I'm going to put it back in the oven for another 15 to 20 minutes, and it'll be done. And I'll serve it with brown rice. All right. Those of y'all who cook, no. Those of you who don't. I can't explain it. It's just kind of a science when it comes to food. You're not eating and serving raw meat, people. You are simply cooking it primarily, not all the way, but primarily till it's like right at the done point. And then when you reheat it or whatever, it's going to be completely done. It's not going to be raw, but your meat will be flavorful. It will be tender, and it will be perfectly cooked every time if you use this technique. Okay. All right. Alrighty. We are fresh out of the oven, and this is what we're looking like. Still bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. As you can see, the chicken is falling apart. So I'm going to cover this back up, and we're just going to let it rest until it's time to eat. And I will serve this with some brown rice and some steamed veggies. Hey y'all, so I am back, and I'm just back just to wrap up this today's vlog. And you will probably see this on not this coming Tuesday, but next Tuesday. But I just wanted to come back and just bid you all a good evening. Thank y'all for joining me, and to thank everyone who's been supporting my channel. Y'all stay tuned for some good stuff that'll be coming up. And again, I'm going to be promoting my business channel pretty soon. So I look forward to putting out that content with you all. If you have any comments or questions, please leave a comment below. And thank y'all so much, and I do appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. If you're not already a member of the Fetch fam, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and download that app, scan my QR code, and get to scanning those receipts. You might as well take advantage of it. You're already spending the money. The receipts translates into points, the points translates into cash, and you can redeem that cash via store card or cash card, or you can donate to charity. Well, all right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, but you know we don't do so without saying, love yourself, love somebody else, and until next time, y'all take care. Bye.